Little heads up on my little project here. I'm working on a stop motion thing at the moment, and I'm doing it to the tune of "Can't Stop" by the Red Hot Chili Peppers off their Stadium. No, that's not it. I can't remember which album it's off, but it's I think it's might be off. Is it off Californication? Anyway, I did the song on GarageBand, so I don't feel like I'm taking any shortcuts or passing myself off as talent, because I struggled to do the song, and I did all the parts myself, even though most of them were on-screen instruments and not real instruments. But I now I'm doing the little guy, the model, for drawing, figure drawing model, the artist's model, and stop motioning him across the floor, up the radiator. He makes it onto the window, and I stick him on the window with blue tack, which is that blue stuff that teachers use in the classroom to stick stuff up on the whiteboard. So anyway, I got the guy trying to escape apparently, and then at the very end, I want to finish that with a time lapse photography thing where the clouds are kind of rolling by, and he's just stuck on the window. So maybe that is a statement which attests to the futility of life. Okay, so there you go. So that's my video. I'm very pleased with it, and I'm just gonna show you now how, once you've taken all the photos like I showed you in the previous segment, when you use your Apple Watch and your iPhone. I know you could probably use something else too. Any camera, any device which can be operated by remote. It's crucial, because when you set the camera up, you don't want to move it around constantly so you can snap photos. You don't want to touch that thing. You want to keep it stable, because if it moves, then it ruins the effect of the illusion of movement of that inanimate object. And just to review, you move the guy a little bit, you move his arm, you take a photo, move the other arm, take a photo, move the other arm, take a photo. And then when you get all the photos up here, as you can see, what I've done is I've loaded them all into my iMovie program. Now, then what you do is you take a segment of, you take a photo, and normally what happens is when you drop it down here, what happens is it's 4 seconds by default. Now, I wish I knew how to change that default to 0.1 seconds, because that's indeed what we're going to use. So what I do is I shorten one of them by clicking and dragging like this. Like where I'll do is I'll click and drag it this way until it says 0.1s. That means it's 1 second. Then I'll click on it, Control copy, and paste as many segments as you have photos up here. And then what you're going to do, right? Now, what I've pasted is obviously a different photo, and there's this white thing. So in this image of these 0.1 second still photos, it's easy to see that this doesn't look the same as this, right? And over here, they considerately highlight the last frame that you used, so I don't lose my place, which would be maddening if I did. So I know to go to this one. See how this one has like a yellow border around it? So you know not to use that one again. You've just used that one. I'll show you what I mean by use. You click and drag the very next photo in the list of photos. You drag it over. Now see how it turns whitish? That tells you that you're replacing. And here there's a drop-down menu which automatically appears when you drag your still photo on top of this one here, the one that's already here. I call it a placeholder because I've control copied and control pasted 111 of these little guys here as my placeholders. Now, you go on this menu and replace from start. That's very important. Not this one, this one. Click, and boom, you've got your 0.1 second photo here. See, because the default is 4 seconds. If I were to just grab all these guys and drag them down here, drag them on down, and then just start shortening them by clicking and dragging, it would be incredibly it would be painful for the hand, because you just have to. I'd have like some kind of what's the name of that illness? I'd end up getting carpal tunnel syndrome or or repetitive strain injury from doing all that clicking and dragging. This is much easier. You simply click, drag right over the guy until it turns that whitish color, and then replace from start. Boom, that's done. Go to the next one. Click and drag over it and replace from start. Now, occasionally what might happen is when you get the next one, drag it, and you're not careful, what you might end up doing is, I'm trying to demonstrate it here, but it's not working. What happens sometimes is it goes in between. Like, don't let it, see how there's no whiteness underneath? It's like they opened up a space for me there. I don't want that, because if that happens, then it'll end up being the 4.0 second thing, which I don't want. I don't want to be clicking and shortening anything. I just want to drag it right over and I replace from start. And what I get is my photo, but in a 0.1 second length, because it replaces the same length. It gets replaced with the same length as the placeholder that was already there, right? So that's what I wanted to say.